Hey, dear listeners. I wanted to do a little bit of a different video for you guys here on YouTube. Gonna do a tour of my Nintendo Switch. You know, we talk a lot on the show about what we're playing, but we record the shows and release them every other week, and so in that amount of time, we play a lot of other games that we don't really have time to talk about on the show. We don't really get an opportunity to discuss any other way. And so today what I want to do is take you guys on a little bit of a tour of my Nintendo Switch and maybe some of the different things that I have set up, and maybe some of the different screenshots and videos that I've recorded over time and things of that nature. So first and foremost, we're going to go through some of my most recently played games here, and of course the Nintendo Entertainment System, it's part of the Nintendo Switch Online. With the May update coming out, putting out some new games on there, I wanted to check that out and see kind of what I had missed so far, and to be honest, I'm not really missing out on a whole lot. This is one that I don't frequently go to because with all these other new games, it's something I don't really think about playing. It's not really something that I go to frequently all that much. But of course we got here Tales of Vesperia, which is something I've talked about on the podcast for at least the past 2 episodes, and I recently just beat it, and it's not a bad game. Not a bad game. Me playing through it the very first time and actually finishing it, I enjoyed it. I do think that the story did get a little too long in the tooth, if you know what I'm saying. I think that it could have been shortened down and could have been narrowed down for a little bit more of a concise story, more cohesive narrative. But overall, not a bad game. Started getting into Rocket League as well, a little bit here. Started getting back into that, playing with some of the students, some of the people in TRG, and yeah, I'm still not very good at it, but it is what it is. And then of course Hulu for the lunch breaks when you're watching anime or catching up on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And now we're going to get into some of the other games that I've downloaded that I want to get back into, such as Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, mainly because Detective Pikachu just came out, and of course I want to maybe rekindle some of that nostalgia a little bit, and while also getting hyped for Pokemon Sword and Shield that's coming out later this year. And Xenoblade Chronicles 2, this is another one that I want to get back into because it's a game that I put probably 40 hours into when it initially came out, but then it just kind of fell to the wayside and I never was able to finish the game. But now I want to change that, especially since I got the, Torna Golden Chapter DLC, or maybe not DLC, it's a standalone story. But I want to get back in there, I want to finish it, I want to see what's going on, and maybe see if I can get a better grip of the combat system, because it's an overwhelming game. If you have never played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, let me just tell you, there's a lot to the game, there's a lot to the combat, and it doesn't really hold your hand a whole lot, so it's almost like jumping into Dark Souls, I'm getting it confused with Dead Cells. It's about as confusing as both, to be honest. Then of course I have Yoshi's Crafted World on here. I just picked that up recently. I haven't been able to play the main game, but what little bit of the demo I played I really enjoyed, and figured this would be a good game for me and my wife to play together, to check out and just have some fun with. Plus the game just looks fantastic. We'll be putting some videos up here on the YouTube channel of this game here, of some of the gameplay, and showing that off. I think it's a charming little game. I think it's really good, and really for a lot of folks who have their Switch as a family system, I think this would be a great game to pick up to play with the kids, because you don't have to worry about anything. It's Yoshi. It's cute little cuddly Yoshi running around in this little crafted world that looks like it's made out of Labo kits, which is cardboard, and it's a cute little game. It's a cute little game. Now I've also got Power Rangers Battle for the Grid on here. My boy Wesley Ray convinced me to pick it up after telling me they were going to support the game with some free content, and I'm like, you know, I really enjoyed Power Rangers growing up. You got the OG Power Rangers in there, you got my boy Jason right there in the middle. Of course I'm going to pick this up, and they just put in a story mode to the game for free, which is really cool. So I'm looking forward to diving into that and seeing what that is all about. We actually have a review for this game up on our website, thereformedgamers.com. You guys can check that out. Our boy Wesley Ray actually wrote the review for that. He supplied that review for us so graciously, so you guys can go check that out on the website. Now, when Sonic the Hedgehog, the trailer dropped for it, I thought to myself, I need to play Sonic Mania again. I need to go back into it, play it again, see if I can get all of the Chaos Emeralds and get back in there. Unfortunately, I haven't really played it since then because I've just been so shook by the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer. I'm a little nervous that they're going to change the design, but I'm also a little happy because that they can't mess it up any more than what they did. Okay, so it's got to look more like this, and it's got to look more like classic Sonic, because that's really the best way that you can really do Sonic right. And of course, I've got Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on here, just, you know, whenever I've got some downtime. It's just a good game to jump into and play for a match or two every now and then. Plus, my boy Joker from Persona 5 is in there, which is really, really good. His stage is great. The music from the different Persona games is in there. It's just a really cool addition to the game, and so I really enjoy that. Now, World of Light, I think is what the single player is called. I didn't finish it. I'm the kind of guy that I don't enjoy it. So this is mainly a game I just play with some of my students. I play with some friends online, and I just play whenever I have a few minutes to spare. Now over here, you guys are going to see two games here that we are working on content for. Katana Zero, we have a first look up on our website here. You guys can check that out. And then Cuphead, we don't have the first look up just yet, but that should be coming to y'all pretty shortly, Lord willing. But Katana Zero is a really cool game. If you guys haven't checked our first look at that, definitely go check that out on our channel, and then stay tuned for our Cuphead preview that's going to be coming up here hopefully pretty soon, Lord willing. Now, with that being said, that is not all of the games that I have on my Switch. There are some other games I dabble with from time to time, and let's take a look at those right now. So of course I've got Dead Cells on here still. It's a game I go back to frequently. It's a game that I've put maybe 30 hours into, and I still haven't beaten it, and I've gotten tired of it, but I keep coming back to it. Dead Cells is just, it's that goodness, you know. Of course I got Diablo 3, The Eternal Collection. Diablo 3 is one of my favorite games. It's a game I play through with my wife, it's a game I play through with my friends. I have the Platinum on PlayStation, and it's just a good game. If you're looking for a good quality co-op game, look no further than this here. Of course, I got Final Fantasy VII on there, repping that on there as well, hopefully being able to the thing is about the Switch, it's perfect for games on the go. It's just perfect for that. Fury, of course, you guys have seen videos of that going up on our YouTube channel. We've got different fights going up almost all the time. Keyword almost all the time. But I've got that on here. Fury is a game I can't stop playing. It's one of my favorite games. It really, really is. And then, of course, I got the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy on here. I used to play these games a lot on the 3DS, actually. I really, really enjoy the Phoenix Wright games. And now that I have all three on the Switch, updated, remastered, I couldn't ask for more for this. Maybe we could get the other games that came in after the first three on the Switch. That would be nice. But having all three games on here, so good, so good. And of course, I've got the Mario games. I've got Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. My wife finished that one. I still haven't played it because I've been playing other games. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's kind of a staple of the Switch. If you don't have this for your Switch, what are you doing? Get your life together. And then New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. This was a strange one for me. I didn't want to pick this up originally, but I did because I had it for the Wii U, but I never finished it. And so, of course, I picked it up because I wanted to play through it and have a good co-op game for me and the wifey. Getting back here, you guys are seeing some other games that I've already talked about. Splatoon 2, I feel like, is another staple you need to have for your Switch. It's just a good, fun multiplayer game, especially if you have kids. This game is perfect for kids. There's nothing you really have to worry about, save for some of the messages that people post online that you see when you're walking around the city. But for the most part, it's a very clean game. It's a lot of fun, and it's just good. It's just really good. I really enjoy it. And then, of course, Super Mario Odyssey. I feel like this is another staple. This is another game where if you don't have it for your Switch, what are you doing with your life? You know, get your stuff together. And of course, YouTube as well. YouTube I have on just about everything. And then Uno, just in case I want to, you know, bust out Uno and play that with some people as well. So those are the games that I have on my Switch currently. And so real quick, I'll take you guys over here up to my personal profile because I mentioned Tales of Vesperia. We'll look at some of the things on here and look at some of the times that we've spent on these games and silently judge me for how much time I'm spending on games. So let's open up my page here, go up to my profile. Got my boy the Goron from Breath of the Wild. And so, of course, there's my friend code too. If you guys want to add me on the Switch, feel free to do so. We'll play some Splatoon, maybe Fortnite if I get back into it. But there's that there for your viewing pleasure. Now, of course, here, I only played this for a little while. As I stated earlier, this is something I don't really go to. I'll check on it every now and then just to see what new games are there, but it's not one of my go-tos. And of course, Tales of Vesperia there, already mentioned, over 60 hours I put into the game. It's funny though, because when you look at my time clock in the game, it says it's about 50 hours. So that means I spent 10 hours getting whooped by bosses and backtracking and doing all that. So yeah, that was a lot of time to put into one game. A lot of time. Rocket League, it's a game that, trust me, that number will go up the more I play it. It will go up the more I play it. I have not played it for that much, but I will. Power Rangers played for a little while just because I played through the arcade and did some of that stuff there just for podcast purposes. So I haven't really put a whole lot of time into it, but it is one I will go back through, do the story mode, try to do some of the online, and hopefully get some content put up here on the YouTube channel. Yoshi's Crafted World, I played that for maybe an hour. Mortal Kombat 11 is a game I put about 3 hours into and then stopped, mainly because this is a game that is controversial for many reasons, and I think we all know why that is. It's the fatalities. And it seems like every iteration of the game that comes out, the fatalities tend to push the bar more and more and more. And in this one, it just ups them to a whole other level, to the point where I was like, I don't really feel comfortable playing this anymore because of how violent it is. And plus, I don't really want my students to see that and be like, oh, well, my youth pastor plays Mortal Kombat, so I can play Mortal Kombat. No. Katana Zero, I haven't really played a whole lot of because I only played about as much as you've seen in the first look, if you guys have watched that. It's another game I need to get back into. And then Cuphead, I played for quite a while and got pretty far in it. It amazes me that people say that it took them 3 or 4 hours to get past just 3 different bosses, whereas I played on normal and got about halfway on the map. I think it's halfway on the map. And so I'm not trying to like flex or anything, but I don't know, maybe I'm not as terrible at games as I thought I did. That's a backhanded compliment. I'm just gonna stop talking. Smash Brothers, of course, put 10 hours into, just played that game a ton when it came out. A lot of fun, real good times. Phoenix Wright, I didn't play a whole lot of. I got through halfway on the first trial, or the first case, and haven't put more time into it. Darksiders War Master Edition, I just booted up to see how it ran on the Switch. That's another one we'll be putting content up on the website for, as well as the YouTube channel, talking about just spiritual warfare and those kind of things, so you guys will get to look at that. Overwhelm is a game that we put a first look up on the YouTube channel, and I haven't played any beyond that, because again, I've just been playing Tales of Vesperia so much. So now that I'm done with that, I can finally play these other games. Final Fantasy VII was a similar thing. I just booted it up to see how it played, how it ran, and I'm just realizing that I don't play games for very long. No wonder playing Tales of Vesperia was so hard for me, putting in 60 hours into just one game. I'm not used to that. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, of course, this is a game I play all the time, so it's played for 25 hours or more. That doesn't surprise me. Played for a little while. That doesn't surprise me either. I didn't play it a lot. My wife has played that one more than me. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, 45 hours. Yeah, that sounds about right. Final Fantasy IX was a game I put about 10 hours into as well, and just, I tried to like that game. I really, really did. And once I hit the 10-hour mark, I just decided I can't play this anymore. I'm just not enjoying it. I don't like any of the characters. The story is just a convoluted mess. I hate the combat. It's so slow, and I know that that's a common gripe with the game, but I couldn't play it anymore. I couldn't. YouTube, play for 4 hours or more. Do I really watch that much YouTube? That's not a lot. I bet if we looked at my PlayStation YouTube account, that number would be astronomically higher. Wargroove was another game I put about an hour into and was like, I don't care to play this. It's just not a game for me. It's not a bad game, it's just not a game for me. Fury I played for 3 hours or more. That number's gonna go up as we put more content up on YouTube, and that'll just continue to grow. But that's pretty much my gaming history on my Switch. That is a little short tour of my Switch. Again, my friend code is right there on the screen, so if any of you want to add me to maybe play some games on the Switch, maybe Splatoon or Rocket League, I might download Fortnite. I'm surprised Fortnite wasn't on there, because that number that I had on there was over 100 on Fortnite. It's just a very time-consuming kind of game. But yeah, so that is my Switch. That is what I'm playing. Those are the games that I played, and things of that nature. So if you guys want to add me on here, feel free to do so. We'll play some games. As always, subscribe to us here on YouTube. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. And until next time, GG and amen.